Hello everybody and welcome to Pravus Gaming. We are returning to Frostpunk today because a new DLC released only a couple of weeks ago. The Fall of Winterhome. It's a whole new scenario that promises, from what I hear, to be very challenging, and I have been looking for an excuse to jump back into Frostpunk. So let's go ahead and do that today. Let's select our scenario, The Fall of Winterhome. We've built our city to survive the long winter. Now we have to fight against time to save it and our lives from impending doom. Now, I've already popped into this just to kind of make sure that everything was going to work, but from what I saw immediately, we start with an already half-built city, but it is in ruins. There is a story behind it. I won't spoil it yet. You'll see in a minute. But we're going to start off with a lot of stuff already researched, already developed, with a lot of the labor and resources already available, but a lot of challenges going forward. Let's go ahead and start this up. I'll let you get introduced to the story, and then we have to figure out how we're going to rebuild the city of Winterhome.
To whoever is out there, if anyone, know that we were here. We did our best. We, the survivors, doomed by our own mistakes, aware of the risks and the price to pay. We took our last chance. And we failed.
There we go. Now, those of you who have watched me play the base campaign, A New Home, you might recognize the name Winterhome. This was a ruined city that we discovered. I think everyone was already dead inside of the city. It was pretty sad. Well, that should tell you then that this is actually a prequel to the base scenario, and it's probably going to end in tears. I don't really know what the full story is yet. I have not played this through, but I'm pretty confident, unless this is an alternate history thing, that somehow the city of Winterhome is going to die. So, when they say that we're going to have to rebuild Winterhome and stuff like that, I don't really feel a good sense of optimism. I think we need to survive for a bit, and then hopefully they'll give me an option to evacuate or something. We're going to find out. Our generator is malfunctioning. After our leader ignored the problem for weeks, unbearable cold and brutal repression drove us to rise up against him. He didn't go down without a fight, and half the city was burned to the ground in the fighting. Hey, a source of heat. With the generator hastily patched up, your first task as a new leader is to restore Winterhome and convince people it has a future. Then you'll be able to investigate the cause of generator malfunctions. All right, here we go, guys. This already kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to be looking into at the very beginning. Hope is going to be very low, discontent is very high, and half the city is a ruin and is kind of blocking a lot of your building sites, so it's going to get awkward. Let's proceed. There we go. Lots of people thronged around the generator, which apparently is all malfunctioned. Hooray! And look at all the charred corpses of the city. But we do start with a lot already. I think the population at the beginning of the game is somewhere on the order of 500? Yep, 536. That's pretty nuts. Restore the city. Our people are suffering in this badly planned, starving, half-ruined city. You have to restore their hope and quell their discontent. For a start, remove the charred ruins to show that the city is recovering. Our engineers will inspect the generator once you deal with the present crisis. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go ahead and pause. We're going to be spending the first few minutes just kind of getting everything set up here before we go too far. So the goals right now are to activate the generator, remove at least 30 ruins, which is going to take a while, raise hope to 50% and reduce discontent to 25%. Right off the bat, 84 people are dead, and that's one of the reasons discontent is going to be so high and hope so low. 75 adults and 9 children dead. We do have 301 adults, 57 engineers, 178 working children, 35 amputees, and 12 children young enough that they are not able to work. And then look at all this nonsense. Still ruins, wooden ruins. I mean, the whole city is just burned to a crisp. It's already quite cold. We do have some steam hubs which are trying to help, but it only can do so much. certainly will help to turn on the generator. So let's go ahead and go to Steam level 1. So now that that's activated, hopefully people will get some level of heat. We do start off, I believe, with a handful of laws. If we go to adaptation. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we do start off with child labor, which means children can work, which is helpful, I guess, though I kind of wish we could have gone for the apprentices for better technology, but we kind of need the labor to clear out the ruins, so I guess this is okay. We do start off with something called corpse disposal, which allows us to build a snow pit. We'll keep dead bodies out of the heat zone and cover them with snow. The cold will halt their decay. So we'll have preserved frozen bodies. If they are too warm, disease will spread throughout the city. If they are kept cold, we will be able to eventually harvest their bodies to get some organs, which will allow the sick to recover faster. And then eventually there's something called organic fertilizer and ceremonial funerals, which I have not seen yet, so that's going to be an interesting thing. Obviously, this could be quite useful to me. Emergency shift is nice, though it does raise discontent. Our discontent is so high we can't use that right now. Radical treatments is going to be an option if we want to deal with some of the ill, and there already are quite a few. Soup, food additives, moonshine would be very nice to reduce discontent by a lot. House of Pleasure would reduce hope, but at least it would lower discontent by hiring prostitutes. Not really thrilled with that idea. Dueling law, some people will die, but at least discontent goes down quite a bit. I don't know, there's a few options there. Soup would be nice, but it does raise discontent and reduce hope, but at least our food rations last a lot longer. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be a little on the weird side. We may want to start with the soup. Actually, no. We want to start with the radical treatments, because I know we start off with a pretty heavy amount of gravely ill, and this is the only way to even have a chance to bring them back to health. So let's go ahead and sign that law right off the bat. We also have our purpose laws. Now, something has changed here, and I'm not really sure how this works yet. We have the House of Prayer and the Neighborhood Watch. These are the first technologies in order and faith right off the bat. Can you do both simultaneously, or do you have to choose one? I'm not sure yet. I haven't done this. I'm not sure if this is unique to this scenario, or if they've completely reworked purpose entirely, and now you can do both simultaneously. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. So that's something we'll have to come back to. I think we're going to try going down the order route first, see if that works for us. Although I will say the House of Healing seems very tempting. Or, sorry, House of Prayer. Eventually the House of Healing and the Faith Path, because that would be a way of healing people without using up my valuable engineers. So I think that's a very viable strategy, but for now we'll go for order just because I haven't done that yet. Technology. You can see we do start off with a few technologies. We're already up to Tech Era 3. So we have our generator power upgrade 2, range upgrade 2. That'll all be quite nice. Exploration and industry, we have our outposts already set up. We could go for factories to deal with the amputees. That would be very useful. Resources, we have a few things already upgraded. I think we actually do start off with a couple of coal thumpers, so that's a thing. Faster gathering would certainly be quite nice, because then people can gather up the ruins a lot faster. Like, this may be something that we are going to need. And then food, health, and shelter, we do start off with a few useful things. I'm not sure I'm ever going to build the hothouses. I have been warned that your steam cores are very valuable. This time around, you cannot go and find a city and out in the Frostlands that will send you a steam core per day. We had that in the base campaign. It does not exist this time, which means my steam cores are going to be very, very valuable. So I'm not sure I want to be using any hothouses. Medical post upgrades would certainly be nice. Heal the sick 10% faster, get them up and working. It's a good idea, but I think for now, let's go ahead and start with the faster gathering and try to get our research, our resources going a lot faster, get these ruins out of the way, and maybe rebuild part of the city. Now, we do have 40 sick right now, and 11 are gravely ill. That means we are going to need to get some more medical posts going ASAP. Let's take a look at the heat map in addition to placing the buildings. So where do we want to do this? Anywhere close to a steam hub would be nice. I wish you could do both of these a little bit better at the same time. This city has just got terrible placement for everything. There's a steam hub right there. We could build out a few medical posts right next to it. And I think that we will, but we only have enough wood to build one to start off. So we need to build a lot more of these to get people working on the sick. There are 3 medical posts over here. We're going to go ahead and immediately assign my engineers to this. We need to go ahead and get the research going. I don't have enough wood? Oh. All right, never mind. Let's cancel this and start the research first. Seems more important. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Medical post right here. Cookhouse, we can have the children work safely there. Workers in the coal thumper would be good. A gathering post here. We'll have the children gather. We need hunters' huts up and running. Get some food. It looks like we're already at our storage space for raw food, though. Cookhouses, once again, the children should go work in there. Hunter's hut, sure. A sawmill, we'll have the workers go here to get me a little bit of wood. And we'll have some people working in the public house. This gathering post, once again, children, coal thumper, workers there, workers in the steel works. And another hunter's hut down over here. Okay, we don't have any food storage space, but I'm hoping the cookhouse will fix that pretty soon. So that's all of our active buildings already operational. That means now we need to start working on some of these ruins. Now, one thing I don't know, if I were to build more gathering posts, it looks like it does actually gather from the ruins. That's interesting to me. So maybe this is a faster way of gathering. I'm going to try it. I don't know if it works, but it would be really good if it does. Because gathering posts are a little bit easier to keep within the heat radius of our steam hubs, and they tend to be a little bit more effective in how they gather things. You know, less workers still gathering a pretty hefty amount of stuff. We don't have enough wood for anything else, though, so let's take a look. We have 196 unemployed adults and 148 children still able to work. Okay, so starting off in some of the ruins. We probably should clear out the areas closest to the generator first. That would allow me to kind of build things in a heat radius. So we'll have children go to some of this stuff that's closer to the heat. I think children can work here. I'm a little concerned that it's considered dangerous. I mean, you don't generally have your children working, you know, in burned out ruins. Things might collapse. That would be really, really bad, right? But, I guess we'll try it. So this is all working. Let's go here, too. A couple of workers there. So that's a lot of wood. We are going to need some steel. I think there's a lot of steel over here. So let's have people working in these areas. Again, close to the steam hubs would be nice. Though I guess maybe while it's still warm-ish, we should go to the stuff that's further away. Actually, that may be smarter. I'm kind of min-maxing a little bit, and I know I haven't even unpaused the game, so some people will be a little frustrated, but I mean, this is a tough scenario. You got to do it right. So let's, you know, do it frickin' right. Still have 100 employees to work with. Tents are out in nice cold areas. That's terrible. We'll have people work in these wooden ruins. At least a little bit. We have enough for one more ruin. Let's go over here, I guess. I don't know. All this seems perfectly fine. Gather up the wood. We're going to save my engineers because I need to build at least 4 more medical posts if I want to be treating all of the sick. All of them. I'm very concerned about some of my tents and stuff being in very cold areas. It might be worth building out some steam hubs early, like this, so that we can prevent them all from freezing to death. Yes, in fact, I think that that's a very important idea. I do not want more people getting sick. If we do, we're never going to be able to keep up. And remember, once people get sick and start dying, our hope falls a lot, and that is a major goal for us right now, is to get our hope going. So I think medical stabilization is one of our top priorities going forward. I also would like to get some more storage space, because we don't have people actually getting any food or coal right now, because that's going to be kind of important. Resource depot would cost a lot of wood and steel, though. All right, so how are we looking temperature-wise? At least around here, we're okay. Steam hubs are activating. So that's going to make things a lot more livable. Good. This area is still quite cold. What we may want to do is start building out some better bunkhouses and houses pretty soon, just to make sure that they have better insulation. What's this over here that we were building? Oh, right, the gathering post. I guess I'll have my engineers work here for now, just kind of get this stuff going a little faster. We do have enough wood to get some more medical posts, so let's do that now. Place one here. That's all I can afford at the moment, but oh well. We're going to need a road to go there. Perfect. And we have some sick absences, which are making things a little bit difficult at the moment, but oh well. Now, one thing we need to be aware of. I am already aware that there is something called a snow pit over here. Where is it? I don't see it at the moment, actually. I know it's around. There it is. Snow pit. Perfect. Okay. So the snow pit's right here, which is kind of within the radius of the generator, which means we are going to need to want to move this somewhere cold ASAP. You do not want to have your snow pit where it's going to get warm, because then the bodies will rot and people will get horribly, horribly ill. So if we have some people left over, which we do, let's go ahead and dig out a new snow pit using my engineers, and we are going to dismantle this and start moving the corpses over here if we can. If that works. I'm hoping it does. We also need to get myself more medical posts now that we have some more wood to work with. One here, and that's out of range of the heat. Here. Okay, so we're going to have 4 more medical posts, which should allow me to keep people healthy. I'm hoping. I just don't want them getting gravely ill. That makes things a lot harder on me, you know what I mean? We're already maxed out on rations. That's quite bad. We do need some more storage space, but we also need some more heat. I don't want to build houses. They're expensive, and they're better insulation, but we don't have a lot of resources to work with yet. I'd rather build out some bunkhouses. So where are we still cold that needs some heat, some housing? This area still needs some help. This area still needs some help. If we extend the range of my steam hubs, a lot of this will be resolved on its own. We also could really use a second workshop early, because we already know that that will get me a lot of extra science. It's a pretty powerful strategy, I found. We learned that last time around, right? So there's not any space because the dang ruins everywhere. Ugh. Not a fan of this arrangement. Cold, cold, cold. Here, maybe? Now, it would destroy a bunch of trees. But at least it's warm. Here. Yes. Or here. Still cold. Here it is. Okay, go ahead and build a new workshop. It doesn't get me double the rate of, it does not get me double the rate of science. We already learned that last time, but it does increase it by like 50%, which over the course of the game does make a big difference. By the way, we don't have any scouts. I should probably free up 5 workers. Not children, they're fine. So let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go to the beacon and set up a scouting team. Okay, so we already have a coal outpost set up, which is trying to deliver coal, but we don't have any storage space. We can go to the weather station, Snow Cliff, Dreadnought, or the Barren Hollow. The Dreadnought sounds cool. Let's go to the Dreadnought. I like that. I want to zoom in just a little bit. Look at this map. Wow. It's not quite the same as last time where there was like an actual ice wall everywhere, but pretty dramatic rock formations. It's a good place for a city. I approve. Wholeheartedly, Dost, I approve. I need storage, or we're going to have problems. Let's see. Storage placed as far away from the heat is a good idea, because we know that that's not going to be a problem. We will build out over in these areas, I guess. Well, we can only build one for now. It'll have to do. Do you have a road already? Kind of. There you go. Let's get myself a couple more bunkhouses in the colder areas. Build one, let's say, here. I'm thinking of the areas where the steam hubs are the least likely to affect them. And here? Sure. Yeah, we're out of steel. I'm aware. Okay, engineers are now able to work this medical post. Let's go ahead and heal some more people. First events. Do less harm. Sir, a doctor wants to talk to you about improving radical treatment. I was a field surgeon in the Boer War, and worked with the Royal Society to reduce the rate of limb loss in army hospitals. I believe I can devise a method that will cut the number of amputations during radical treatment. That sounds amazing. He won't be able to work, but that's fine. Let's make hope rise. Less people amputated is always going to be a good thing. I do have 17 engineers left, so we can work all of the medical posts that I am currently building. Let's get all of these operational. Last one. Ba-boom. Okay, so everyone, I hope, is going to be treated going forward. Okay, it's just taking a little while to work. We apparently have some sick absences, but I think we're going to be okay. All right. Faster research is, gathering is done. Good. We can now go for, I think, the medical post upgrade so that people will be able to heal a lot faster. The more our laborers are healed up, the better. We have a bit more steel and wood. What's this up here? Oh, we do need to get another workshop going. Okay, hang on. So where do I have engineers working something I don't care about? Let's free up a few from this gathering post and put them here. Okay, there we go. A couple of 6 absences is not helping, but I mean, whatever. Let's go ahead and get, well, I haven't finished the resource depot, but I want to get some coal storage just so that we can deliver the coal and have these guys go back. The sooner we get them going, the more coal we're going to get overall. We have a new person sick, apparently, so some people are getting very cold. Not good. Let's get some more bunkhouses going. We'll place them here. Here. And here. Okay. This may not be the proper usage of steel yet. This is a strategy that I'm employing here. But I'm trying to reduce the number of people who are going to get sick so that eventually I can start freeing up some of my engineers from medical posts. That's the idea. The less people who get sick right before the temperature drops again, the better. Now, granted, we could raise up the temperature of our generator. It'll consume more coal, but we can do that. Let's go ahead and get that coal storage right there. Okay, these guys were able to drop their load off and now go back to the outpost. Perfect. So the outpost is done there. If we're going to have to raise the temperature, we need to start dismantling the snow pit as soon as we can. Transfer the bodies somewhere else. Now, let's see. A gathering post would be good. It would allow us to start harvesting a lot of this stuff faster, I hope. Right here might make a lot of sense. Place one there. And over here's where I want. Right over here, maybe? Okay. The good news about this gathering post is it's also within range of the coal thumper. So once we're done gathering things up, in theory, it will still be useful to me. My hope is that we're going to find that we're clearing out these ruins pretty quick and freeing up a lot of labor. All right, the snow pit is done. 84 bodies have been moved out of range. Perfect. So if I have to raise up the temperature, which I probably will since the temperature's about to drop, we will still be able to survive, and we're not going to make people a whole lot sicker. Do we go ahead and raise this up now? We'll wait for now, just save a tiny bit of coal, but once we're getting close to the temperature drop, it will be time. Let's go back to my book of laws. So we did radical treatment. I think now we want to go for soup to make our rations stretch out a bit longer. Or maybe we go for moonshine first. Let's go for the moonshine first, just to start reducing our discontent. Hello, gathering post. Okay, so that should help. Let's see. Children working in hazardous conditions. Where are you? Not a lot, actually. I think we're more or less okay in terms of children. Let's get them out of here and move them into the gathering post for now. Yeah. Just, you know, gathering posts will be fine. Should help a little bit, right? We have a pretty good amount of wood working right now. I'll pull you guys out of here and move you to the gathering post as well. So let's see. We have about a day's supply of coal left. 4 steam cores in total. Scouts have reached the Dreadnought. Perfect. The only Dreadnought we didn't disassemble. It's stripped of supplies and in need of an overhaul, but otherwise it is intact. Let's explore. As we climb over the edge of the snow-covered plateau, we feel like ants crawling over an alien landscape towards some gigantic beast. We stop at least a stone's throw from the Dreadnoughts to marvel its scale. One of the huge machines that brought us here towers above us, cold and silent. It would take an enormous amount of labor and resources to make it usable again. Oh, great! Okay, well, I think I figured out the end game. Rebuild the Dreadnought. Great. Yet it's still a reminder of everything that we left behind and of our journey north. We decided to leave it intact. Yeah, you wouldn't leave that intact and you wouldn't give me the ominous foreshadowing of labor and resources to make it usable if you weren't planning on doing anything about that. We will take some food, and we've discovered the frozen pond. All right, let's make on to the next area. Hooray! Still don't have any laborers available. People are indeed getting sick. Okay, it is time to raise the temperature, I think. It's about to get colder. 15 people are sick now. That's not good. Yeah, this is why I wanted to build those bunkhouses. I think it helps, but I don't think it solved the problem. There's a few people who are outside of the range, and it's just, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem for us. Let's go ahead and try to build out another bunkhouse in a place that I know is currently cold. How about over here? Seems good to me. The more insulation we have, the happier we are going to be. 20 people are sick now. 22 people are sick now. 23. Ah! Stop getting sick! I'm trying. All the engineers are going to be on medical duty forever. Like, the temperature's as high as I can get it. The housing is just placed so poorly. Every person who is outside is going to be getting sick. That means there's going to be a lot of absences. Obviously a bit of a problem. Yikes. Yikes. All right, yet another hopeless day in this frozen hellhole. It's getting harder to drag myself out of bed every day. But think of the moonshine that I'm giving you. It'll help, probably. I don't know, maybe. All right, it's about to get a lot colder. Good news is we do have a lot of people who are warmed up, so I'm hoping that helps. Now we have people working in unsafe, cold environments, so let's get them out of that. Same over here. Yeah, all these places are too cold. We cannot operate in these areas without people getting sick again. Okay, that's fine. I was deliberately pulling from the areas that are further away so that we will have the freedom to go to warmer spots next. So let's turn on the heat map mode. Over here should be a lot of stuff to work on. Have the workers move over to these areas. Those are trees. This is chilly but bearable. Let's see, steel ruins, steel ruins. We're gonna get a lot of steel this way, but that's fine. Steel is what I need. Still have 14 unemployed workers. Some of this stuff's too cold. This is acceptable. All right. We're gonna go with that. New event. First amputation. To save his life, we had to perform an amputation. Consider signing the care house or prosthetics law. I will do something about it. We can't do it at the moment, but we will want to eventually. We also really need to work down the purpose laws in order to get our discontent down and hope up. Like, these are all things that we are desperately going to need to do. But we have a lot of other stuff we need to do as well. Ah! There's so much. All right, 25 people are sick, not 30 now. That's good. Some ruins are being depleted. That's good. We can get more children working over here. It's chilly, but it's not unbearable. So let's have them all working there. Okay, at least some people who were sick are getting freed up. That's good. Some ruins have been cleared. People have noticed the ongoing effort to clear the city of ruins, and they appreciate it. A lot remains to be done, of course, but Winterhome already seems to be breathing a little easier. Hope rises slightly. Okay, you know what? That is a perfect place to be ending up this video, so I'm a little concerned we're not going to have nearly enough coal. We're starting to get capped out on some wood. I need to be continuing to build out these warm housing. What we could do is try to get some technology that would extend the range of these steam hubs, and that would probably solve a lot of my problems there as well. And yeah, we need more gathering huts because our coal thumpers are getting capped out, which means we're not getting our full value of coal. So there's a lot of things to be done here. Still need to get on top of all this sick people, but at least the snow pit is now out of range, so we should not be making the problem worse with disease. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you're looking forward to this series, because I'm really looking forward to trying it out. My understanding is this scenario is going to be quite tough before it gets to the end, so this is going to be quite a challenge. Stay tuned, hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.